Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, I guess, not good morning. Let's get right into it with some more code generation. So yeah, yesterday we got most of the basic stuff for the type parsing done. What I did is I removed a couple of, like, all of the files because we need to do a little bit more, and with one file it's simpler than with many. And what we need to parse is create and constructors functions, as well as see if the type has a type ID or not. Because yeah, I need that information. So basically we do this as type ID equals false. We probably parse the functions individually, probably. So let's do a void extract function or iterate. Let's do extract function definitions. Why not? We probably, how do we want to do that? Yeah, we probably give it the cursor. And then we most likely have an out bool as type ID, and then list of, where's the music gone? Holy. Oh, okay, well. Let's see if that works now. And that would be list. Well, it's not a list actually, sorry. It's like this. Maybe it's an odd as well. Alright, and then we basically do this. And then constructors. Isn't that it? course. Perfect. And then what we do is parse here. We don't need the current node. Yeah, there's two ways this can work. Which is let's actually write that out. Because I kind of forgot what that was. I forgot what that was. Okay, so that is mostly field declaration. If it's not defined, I think, and if it is, then it's a function definition, exactly. We look for a field declaration and then if our function field our field chart get current symbol is a storage class specifier. And var node content. We probably want that anyway, so if our node content no, that doesn't work. Mm-hmm. Why is that not correct? Deprecated. Use the equality operator instead. Like that or what? Okay. So then we are true. Tool has type ID function. And then if our, well, we probably should do it. Well, we can probably switch on that, right? Can we? Oh, I think we can. Maybe that makes it simpler. If our thing is I mean, maybe I do the field. Maybe we do this still like that. Maybe I'd still do the type ID like that. Why not? So let's not do that. I mean, we still do the aesthetic. Probably. So basically I want to look at this. So if we are static and our function declarator so if we are static and our node content starts with create, or do we go further down? Now we might go further down actually. Function declare child. So let's write that out. No, we don't do that. We don't do any of that crap for now. So where is my texture format? Not interested in that at all. Function declarator. We're not there. Yeah. Node content is static and it's not equal static. Okay. C#. Okay, maybe is. Okay. Well, that is weird that this works, but the other doesn't work, but okay. Whatever. Decker child, field identifier, and parameter list. Okay, so probably if well switch current symbol case field identifier break if then we get of course if that is create okay and case parameter list break if has create is true parse params and then we probably well yeah let's see what we have here in there then. It's Probably we have like type identifiers here. Probably a type identifier if I would have to guess. Parameter declaration. And probably that goes further down. Or, yeah, parameter current symbol does that go further down? Probably, right? Type qualifier, type identifier, and a reference declarator. Want to see what that is. Const. And then the name is in the reference declarator. Interesting. So I guess I parse that probably. I put a read-only list route, maybe. Get function parameters. And then as soon as we have that, it's basically this part here that goes in there. Return parameters. If parameter decker, or let's do a switch here probably. Current symbol. Well, string span. Parameter type and span char parameter name is reference. Or is maybe pointer. I don't know. Let's see. We will figure that out. Oh, we will do that. So case. Type qualifier. Is that not it? Ah, it's a read only. Case type identifier, or probably fully qualified thing. Or maybe template type, right? Probably. Oh, we don't care about the parameter name though. Reference declarator. Is reference equals true?
So that in one generation, we're going to have our cultural diversity. He went on to say that every 2 weeks.
Let's see, let's actually change that file a little bit.
Spoken word of that culture.
Everything. Should be this one. We go down here. Let's make this a pointer. Let's see what we get. Is that a pointer declaration then? Oh, we're not calling that. Stupid me. Yeah, points dot declarator. Still have the type identifier. Perfect.
So, an entire philosophy, a body of knowledge about the natural world that had been empirically gleaned over centuries goes away. And this happens every 2 weeks.
And the only other question is if this is T, does that make a difference? Does it even parse is the other question. Template type. Yeah, okay. which I'm not sure if we would ever have to have, but whatever. I guess if we do then this is a qualified name, I would assume. Yeah, qualified identifier, perfect. Perfect, so we got everything, and then at the end we put in a parameter. Or once we have finished parsing that one parameter, right? Yeah. Then we insert a string here, which is our parameter qualifier. What is the problem? Okay, it's to string parameter. So if parameter qualifier is not empty, then we say parameter plus equals to string. Why is it like that? Okay, whatever. Hello, lol boy. Welcome, welcome. How we could actually... Let's actually do a list. Let's do it like that. Then we do parameter parts. God damn it. Add that one. If our parameter name is wrong, parameter type. Well, actually, if the parameter type is empty, then we just continue. And then here, if parameter type, well, then we already know that it's not empty, so parameter parts, add parameter type, and then if is reference, let's actually why am I doing it like that actually? Hold on. Stupid. It's just parameter type to string. If that is not empty, then we say parameter is parameter. Well, actually, we could do a string here. And then if is reference parameter plus equals that, if is pointer parameter plus equals that. And then here we just add our parameter. And then that's that. And that is basically a list of strings here, parameters. Right? Okay, so I read only list. And then we say out constructors add parameters. Alright. That's not it. Like that. So I think that should give us hopefully the constructor now. That is basically oh, well, we have it here, out here. New type, constructors is constructors. Does that work? Well, we should have set the breakpoint actually. Okay. It's not what I wanted. Oh, there was one. But let's do actually a new list. Why not? Remove that. Alright, so that has one element which is not what I wanted. What? Oh, I'm stupid, right? Yeah, I am. It's parameter type. Wait. It's just that. Okay, yeah. Perfect. And now let's try to add a constructor as well. Shader. Well, we could have the same thing, right? Like that. And let's add another shader, constructor, API, paste. And that should be function no, that's actually declaration as well. The definition we will handle later. String class name or type name. That is probably class name. Or we could have a read-only span, right, for that. And then if we have that, if our type, well, our function child content is our type name, which probably doesn't work, right? Then has constructor equals true. Oh, that didn't work. Did I not save? No, I did save. Is the type name not correct? No, it's shader. Is that not is that maybe already not it's a declaration. It's not a field declaration. Declaration. Is that always like that? Let's see. Do we have a better example? Probably, right? We could put in the buffer here. I think that one has a better... If I find it. Not sure which one. Yeah, let's do that one actually. Yeah, it's really a declaration. Interesting. Okay. But that probably goes the same way, right? It probably still does basically this syntax. It cannot be a create then. Probably has to match that. It's not that, okay. It's then... No, it is declaration. Probably go in here, right? Yeah. Function declarator. Oh, and then it is that. Then it goes into function declarator. Okay. Oh. Okay. So let's try to do void extract function parameters maybe. TS cursor. It's basically that. The list of string parameters. Extract function parameters and name. Probably, maybe ish. Or do we not maybe care about the field identifier? No, let's actually do that. It's the function name. And then here those are the parameters. Reset? No. Empty? No. Well, then let's do that. So if it's a function declarator, we extract it and we get a string function name. If function name is create, then we put in the out constructors add. And you construct a parameter list. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah. And has create is true. Otherwise, we do this. And if function or like declaration child current symbol is function declarator. And we do the same thing. If function name is type name, okay, maybe not. Do we end up here? Oh yeah, we do. Is that not? It's still returned identifier. Okay. Okay, why not? Chain compare. True. Why? That's a span. That work? Annoying. Ordinal ignore case. Perfect. We have one function, const properties. Okay, yeah. Perfect. And what's the difference if we do that? Don't think I said that, hopefully. I ignore case, yeah. Yeah. Now I know where it came from. No, no, no. I am not that toxic. Not yet. Well, it's the Austrian accent, right? So I might as well have said something completely stupid. Function. Did it parse correctly? No, right? Yeah, it didn't. Because now it's a function definition and not a function. Now it goes in, where is it? In here. And then it goes instantly into a function declarator. So basically if let's do a switch again. Switch function chart, current symbol. If it's start, then we break, but we do this. And we do function chart. If it is a create, then we have a create and we do that. If it's this, then we have a constructor. That should hopefully, yeah, exactly, give us. And then the only thing is if we so that's all nice and good. but I need to do one more thing, and that is handle the case that well, I mean, this one is easy. The pool is static, goes in here. Let's actually do two lists here. List string create function. Now we do constructors, or no, sorry, create function add, constructor add. This is create, and this is constructors. Then we do that at the end and at the whole and if constructors is null or empty, then we say out constructors is create functions and we return. Otherwise we set it to the constructors. And that should now give constructors the priority instead of create functions, if we ever have that. I don't think we have, but for now we do that. So that should basically do this exactly, and then we go back and we have this. We should get two shader constructors right now. Exactly. So one that takes a graphic system and one that takes a graphic system and an API. Perfect. And then as soon as we remove those, we should get the create function again. Or not. How unfortunate. Are we not there? Oh, we're not. Why? Oh, is it maybe too aggressive? Was that this issue? No. Huh? Am I not getting here? Oh, I'm stupid probably. Yeah, here we are. Question is, was that now necessary or not? Oh yeah, no, that was... Is that because... No, yeah. Because that's one decker thing. It's actually changed, let us wire to a switch. the function definition, we do that. If it is, well, I mean, I guess the declaration and function definition pretty much go hand in hand then, right? They do basically the same. Because I do think they both do this case, right? Where we iterate over children, look for function declarators, and then do that. Oh, but that one does pretty much the same. So maybe we actually just do the same. But if it's a create, we want the static beforehand, right? Hey. So that is basically our node content. And if that one is static, then we do that. And if our function name is create and is static, then we are allowed to put that in there. And I think that should do the trick, hopefully. And I think we can get rid of all of those things. Then let's do that here. Okay, one with a graphics system, perfect. And then if we bring those two back, we should have two. Yes, perfect. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe I bring back. Maybe we store both like creates and constructs, but I don't think I need to for now. But we could. We could, but I don't think we need for now. So let's leave it out. And then we still have this check currently if we have a type ID, which is not ideal, but it does the trick. Not ideal, and maybe makes more sense to actually parse the function. But this is really just looking in the whole class body for those two strings. Which, yeah. Well, Yeah, currently I have like zero things for mesh shaders. I mean, in theory they should be fairly easy to add. The command buffer itself already has, I think, the logic for it. I mean, the logic, it has the calls for it. I think in here I do have the mesh things already. Here? Draw mesh tasks. So those are the ones, but I'm not sure if they are fully working. Like if I get the... if this is correct, right? If that points to the right function. It should. But it's untested. Like both of those are not tested at all. But yeah, it's on the list of things. The terrain should move to mesh shaders. Currently it's just one big vertex buffer, but I want to use meshlets for that, so that's when, yeah. Just didn't get to it yet. So it's planned. Shouldn't be too hard to add basic meshlet rendering. I don't think it should be too hard to add. Do they need a separate pipeline? Or is it just a graphics pipeline? I'm not sure actually. Because if that's the case, we might need to change something in the pipeline as well when we create it. Create compute, and that's create graphics, but I'm not sure. Is there a different one for VK create mesh? No, I think it's probably a graphics pipeline, right? I would have to guess, because the only thing is like, yeah, ray tracing needs, I think, its own. But I think the other one is just a graphics pipeline with a different, probably a different shader module or something like that. Yeah, so probably we have to adjust some stuff here for it to work as well. But it shouldn't be too hard to add, I would assume. Shouldn't be too hard. I will get back to the terrain sooner than later, and that's when we will look at meshlet meshlet rendering. Because yeah, as I said, the terrain should use that. It's just not doing it right now. Alright. Do I have everything now? I do think I have everything now that I need to create the full engine module code. So what I want to do is go back to module generator. And I think the first one we want to do is for list string. Well, actually, I read only list. I would probably do something like similar to this, what we do here, where I go over all assets. I think I can leave that out. Asset construction parameters. Is assets select each asset with the constructor parameters. Then we flatten them. Then we do a distinct on them. We don't need to order them. I mean, do we want to order them? Maybe. Maybe we order them, I don't know. Isn't that it? Oh, it's maybe not. We need to select those then. Is it that? Or does it select many here now? No, not really. I want to separate them. Did maybe take? Really not sure how to do that with the oh, that looks better. And then probably those need to be... No, it's not exactly that. It needs to be a little bit more sophisticated than that. Let's actually just do it manually for now. Is for each var asset in assets, we get well, actually would be first and then select it would be something like that actually, first and then this. Yeah, it's a bit ugly. Let's not do that for now. Is asset add constructor parameters first, because we will have it ordered, so this will be the one with the least arguments. Oh, we will always take that one. And then constructor params. Add arguments. Dot arguments. And var args. And that should give us now the full list of arguments, hopefully. Is that even anything in there? No, there is one. Yeah, graphic system. Perfect. That will be the asset args. And then we do the same. We basically clear that one here. Now we do the same for the serializers. Serializer arcs. That should hopefully be more. Really, nothing. Really? So the assets has... Oh, yes, of course. God damn it. We need to extend this list again back to the full list, which I beautifully deleted by accident yesterday. So let's go and open. Don't have it open more. Yeah. So it's this list that I take. And it goes up until here? No, further right, it's up until here. Right, shader. Yeah, up until here. That. Yeah, looks good. So this should now hopefully give us again shader cache. We still have the same issue or what? Where is my shader cache? Here. Oh, is that really that sensitive? Oh wait, it's here. Oh, okay, I mean first or default. Isn't that... Right, maybe it's that. Oops. Perfect. So that's asset system and graphics system. I think that is correct. And then here, this one is asset arcs. Is this why the same? Asset system graphics? Really? Is that really the case? I doubt it. Yeah, so that looks more correct. Well, actually, does it? Maybe not, right? Shouldn't this shader have constructor parameters here? Exactly. Oh, because we are... Is it like... do I need to copy or something like that? I mean, I guess we could do two... Numerable? I mean, I guess we could do two lists, I don't know. And then two lists. And that way it's unique, right? Yeah. Graphic system, perfect. And then this is asset and graphic system, perfect. All right. So I think what we will do in that case as well is we put here asset arcs and serializer arcs. Or actually, let's not do that. Will we generate the header here? Or we actually give... Nah, let's actually give it. So if assets empty, serializers is null or empty, systems is null or empty, we do that. And then we as well give it or we could probably already construct that. So string asset register parameters is asset our string join asset arcs, and serializer arcs is, well, serializer register parameters is that. Now we do this and this. Well, actually we could have this as a string here. Asset register parameters string. Well, let's do that. If that is empty, what do we do here? Oh, we throw a value. Yeah, okay. Is null or empty? Oops. The generate module header here is just bool has systems, bool has assets, bool has serializers. We do here F. Well, F, it's a format string here, right? And then here asset, register params, and serializer register params. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted, and then we do the same thing here. Do the same thing here. I use render passes but not sub passes, and I don't really use render passes in the traditional sense. I use dynamic rendering, which is an extension in 1.2 or 1.1 even of Vulkan. I can only recommend that because you save a lot of hassles with like all the render pass creations, which is just painful, to be honest. And you don't really need, and the dynamic rendering by now already supports subpasses as well, which was the only downside of it at the start for like mobile devices, because mobile devices really benefit from subpasses. But yeah, you don't really need that anymore. And then we get our arguments here. Sure, no problem. Oh wait, we need to name them. Gee. We need to give them a name as well. Ignore the name for now. Let's see what happens when we execute that. Let's ignore the name for now. What do we get out here? debug net, so we should get two things out exactly. Let's put them there. So we have a graphics system and we have the asset system. Perfect. So I think what we could do, that should be, I think that should be fine to do. We can always change it later if it's not. But let's do for each. Do we do it here or where do we do it? I mean, maybe we do it here. Let me think. So this gives me the arguments. Maybe I do it here, or do I do it here in the join? That's the question, right? Maybe I do it in the join here instead of joining like that. I mean, maybe that's still fine. Maybe I really do it here. Then add range, which is arguments, select, well, arguments, select, and that would be S plus, or that would be a string like that actually, S would be argument, and then plus argument find, well, index of last, substring. Can I do a reverse substring? C# suffix string. guess, yeah, we just do a normal thing. Okay, so basically we do last index of that, so we do substring is last index of that argument plus, well, probably up to the count. Let's see what that does. Is that working? Let's see. Okay. If arguments still is not empty. Kinda, but not really. So we basically want to have a space here. No, we probably +2 that. Skip last. Wait, take last. Wouldn't that be kinda what we want? Wouldn't that be take last for the count, which is basically argument dot count or length minus that? What is that? Eh? To string? It's not to string. Unfortunate. Well, whatever. Let's go back then. Something like that, basically. But what we need to remove possible. That is almost correct, yes. Can I do a thing here? Can I do a scope here? I think I should be able to, right? Something like that. And we do string argument name. And extract or like construct argument name based on the type. So we do a substring of that and then remove any ends and remove any pointer symbols. Remove pointer and ref symbol from the name. And that should what? How come that is bigger than what? 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 Remove. Is it that it thinks that's a what? That's a that's an index. Really? All right. Thought that this would not be the case, but okay. Alright, I mean, I guess we could always do if argument name last is a pointer or argument last is reference, then we do argument remove or like maybe substring 0 to length -1. Like actually remove. Okay. Oh, wrong one. Perfect. And then we do as well argument name first. Too low? How could I do that? Where? C# first character to lower. Oh, okay. It's add 0 is argument name add 0 to jar to lower. Is that not possible? Why is that not possible? Okay, replace. Oh, but that replaces everything. Oh, that's not what I want. I mean, I guess it would be this plus argument name. I think that works, it seems like. Yeah, perfect. That is exactly what I wanted. The question is, do we maybe build... Hello. Do we maybe build that already part of the constructor list, maybe? Maybe we do actually, because then we don't need to do that all the time. We can build it a little bit simpler actually then. Let's do that. Let's do a constructor parameter. And that's maybe we even build it different. That bool is reference. String name and string type name. Maybe that's already good enough. And maybe bool is const. As well. And then we do a toString. And that's basically just oops, is const. Can I do that somehow nicer? I mean, I guess we could do is const. Then we write out const. Otherwise we do nothing. Plus. Well, I mean, I guess we could do it then like that actually. That works, right? it like that? No. Is it like that? How do I do that then? C sharp, dollar string. I mean, that should still work, right? Shouldn't that still work? I guess that doesn't work. Would be too nice. Sad. I mean, I guess we can do it manually then. I don't know. Is const, then we do write out the const. Otherwise, we do absolutely nothing. Plus. Then we add our type name. For sure. And then we add basically our reference. So if is reference, then we add that. Otherwise we add nothing. If we are a pointer, we add the pointer. Or nothing. Oops, why is that there? And then at the end, we do the name. Plus an empty space. Why is that not, why do you not like that? What do you not? Am I stupid? Oh well, yeah, I am. Okay. And then this is an I read only list of those. Not sure if that outputs the correct thing, but yes, we will figure out later. And then we need to change the CPP parser to output those. So that's a read-only list of this. Extract function definitions. Make start. This is start. Extract function parameters is a read-only list of that, basically. And then we add basically just that, I think. I mean, that makes it kinda nice. Constructor parameter. Let's actually rename that. Can I do that? Why can I not? Rename type to type. Great one. Function parameter. Because I mean, that's basically what it actually is. Let's be a little bit more specific with that one, right? Because we might want to parse out function parameters as well in the future. Perfect. So we get that, and we get our function parameters, which is this, which is this, and we basically create here a new parameter. I think I don't actually need to new that, right? Because it's a struct, isn't it? So I think it's on the stack anyways, which is kind of nice as well. Function parameter. Well, we need to make all of them public. Which is basically our type name is our parameter type to string. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I'm mistaken about that in C#. I thought that this is reference, function parameter is pointer, is const equals parameter qualifier is const. Parameter qualifier, yeah, that is that. We don't need that. We don't need that. Is there actually something like an emplace in C#? Doesn't look like it. Alright. I mean, can I do this type name? Don't look like it. Sad. I thought that this would be... Maybe not. Maybe I'm mistaken. I don't really know anymore how that works in C#. I thought those are stack allocated, but maybe not. Or maybe the new just does that internally. Who the fuck knows is our type name. To, well, our parameter type at 0, char to lower. Plus parameter type 1. That should do it, hopefully. And then in our generator, we can use that. So we still take only the first or default. Now we don't need to do any of that crap anymore, I think. It's really just... Actually, we just add them together, right? I'm curious if that works. Let's see, bar. Well, basically this. Then we say asset args, or like constructor params actually, and range arguments. That is function function parameters. Wasn't it function parameter? Maybe not. What was it? No, it is function parameter. Ah, but it's... Alright, let's actually not do that. Thank you. Does that work? I mean, that seems to work. No, that seems to work. That one is correct. The other one is not. Oh yeah, because we need to remove the fully qualified name, right? Let's not do that, so let's actually do parameter type find last or last index of actually. That is index, and then this is If index is -1, then index is 0. That might be easier to write, but whatever. And this is index +2. Well, no, actually. If that is -1, we do that. Here's index plus equals 2. Or can I do string comparison? No, right? I can't really do that. Would be nice if it's at the end. Whatever. So that index, and then this is index +1. Dot dot dot. Does that work? That's graphic system. And this hopefully is just asset system. Yes. Perfect. So what we can do with that is... what happens if we join that actually? Oh, that actually works beautiful. Nice. And in that case, let's actually not do that. Let's not do that. Let's give actually just the arguments to the function. Do I need that actually? No, actually, we can still have the thing. I mean, I might not do that, but let's see. So this is fine then. And then here asset is... constructor parameters. First or default to string. That's a possible null, right? What it complains about. String like parameters. I think that is a possible null, right? Yeah. It would be basically that, and it would be basically that. This is serializer, serializer. Actually here we do select. Well, if that, then we select, right? Is that how the syntax works? Parameter return. Or actually parameter dot name is all we return. Something along those lines should be correct. Oh yes, it is. Beautiful. Look at that. And that is basically a fully generated register module for the graphics system. I think that is correct. Let's see. Do we do it exactly the same in the graphics system? Yeah, asset system, asset system. SDF font serializer is the only one. Yeah, but that one has only the asset system. Beautiful. I think we have it working. We do a generator here, append line, and we do one here. So we have a little bit of more breathing room between them. Perfect. But we need to actually do a little bit. Why is... Hold on, that's not correct actually. It's like that. And then if assets is null or empty, then we do that. And if systems, if serializers is null or empty, then we do that. I am generating code that I don't want to write myself anymore, which is basically boilerplate. I can show you. So the thing is, in my engine you have assets, and each asset has potentially many serializers. So for example, this is for PNG JPEG, but maybe we add a different format and then we would have a different serializer potentially, like a binary, for example. Like if we have a binary format, I mean, those are binaries as well, but I guess you get the point. If we have a special engine format, then we could have a different serializer. So you need to always register your assets and your textures, as well as you need to register systems for updating. Well, we did have assets already before. Linux is coming. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's in this version. You will get, maybe not this year, but early next year you will have Linux support. I'm not sure if I can. I mean, maybe I get around to it before Christmas. I don't know. But I don't want to promise that. I mean, 0.5, I think I can finish it. I mean, yeah, maybe not finish it, but get it with Linux support end of January should be possible. So yeah, this is boilerplate that I don't want to write anymore, so this one gets removed. And then we have as well this boilerplate already, which already is auto-generated by CMake. Those are the systems that are updated every frame, basically, in the main thread. You don't need to have a lot of them in your actual game and project, but the engine needs a couple of them, right? Like the asset system, graphics, window, input, system and what not. It's basically the modules here that you have on the right side here, more or less. Well, I mean, I don't know if we get a game with it. How do you control the CPU workflow for command buffers? You consider just in time. I mean, I'm not sure if I exactly follow what you're asking, but I have a command buffer manager for Vulkan. And basically I have 5 command buffers per thread, and I have 4 threads, although currently we don't really do multi-threaded recording, but in theory it's there. It's just that I did not add it yet. So we have 5 times the thread count, which is 4. So we have 20, and then we have per frame as well. So it's 5 times 4 times 2 command buffers, and you basically take them and write into them, and then they get queued. Yes, the render graph. I mean, the render graph currently only takes 1. Well, it technically takes 2 command buffers, 1 for graphics and 1 for compute. At least I think it takes 2. But it should actually multi-thread, but we, as I said, we don't do that currently. Where do I take? Ah, here. I get my command buffer from the graphics API here, right? And then the command buffer itself is an RAII object, which when it destroys itself, I think. Oh no, it adds itself into this queued command buffer, and at the end we collected, at the end of the frame, we collect all the queued command buffers, I think. If I remember correctly, that's a long time ago that I wrote that. Yeah. So at the end of the frame, we go through all of our queued command buffers and we stitch them together. And yeah, they are basically, I would say, pretty much just in time. There is like, yeah, you take them and they are added into the queue sequentially, so the order that you take them matters. How they are submitted then. Alright, but that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. This is wrong, of course, but I don't really care about that right now. Exactly. Yeah. Yes. Each render graph node sets its barriers individually based on the targets that it uses, because the render graph task knows its in and out targets. Yeah, so that works. That's pretty nice. I think we need another include here though. For this to work, for the asset system to work. I think we need, we need this include. And we need this here. I think we need those 2 includes here. How would it handle a written buffer in node A and node B reads from it, assuming it's not an attachment? You set the barriers correct, right? I mean, you still have the buffer, like, you still have like a buffer read and a buffer write, like an in and out into a render graph node, right? So you always queue the write before, or like you always finish the write and then do the read. Well, kinda, yeah. Render graph task, is it here? Re-render, here it is, pre-render. Before the node is executed, we have our command buffer here. Ignore the beautiful comments, but this is for render targets, but for buffers you do it basically the same. You have your inputs, and for your inputs you go over all your inputs and you transition all your inputs to shader read only. Because that's, you want to read from it for your inputs. And then for your outputs, you transition them to either layout attachment optimal or depth optimal. And for buffers, it would be basically shader read, or if it's a compute buffer. I mean, you need to set the context then for compute, right? But yeah, it would be shader read probably. And if it's an output, you would set shader write. And yeah, that's about it, right? The buffers are not handled here currently, which is actually as well on my long to-do list. But we don't have that many buffers currently in the render graph handling. But yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, it does, it does. I mean, an input is always a read, an output is always a write. There is a special thing that an input could be an input and an output that is not very well handled currently. Like a reference or like a pass-through thing where you read and write to it. That's not very well defined currently in this current render graph. It's not too hard to add, but I just didn't need it yet. I think, where do I actually have that render graph? It's somewhere in my render graph things. That it's, I think, is it the resource it has? We have the reference here. That would be an in and out basically. But it's, as I said, we don't really use it a lot. And the texture is always read. A buffer is as well a little bit undefined if it's read or write. Attachment is always write, I think. I'm not 100% sure anymore. It's very complicated, yes. It grew a lot. And then you have external resources as well, which is the swap chain and whatnot. But yeah, you could think of it, inputs is always read, output is always write. And there is like only small cases where you need something different than that, which is basically a reference, and then you would need your input and your output point to the same resource, and then you need to handle that. But yeah, it's very rare that you need that. I mean, yeah, there are some cases where you need it, but all right, so we have our generation here. We wanted to add more lines to our CPP includes here. Var, well, actually, yeah, we do that. Do we do that? Yeah, let's do. Actually, mandatory includes is a new list of strings. Where if we have systems, Then we add this include. If we have assets or serializers, I guess. I mean, I guess we could do any. Then we add this as a requirement. And then we add them here. Is that not it? Oh, it's a enumerable. Oh, it's a common type. Oh, okay, well, then never mind. If systems that and sorted includes select many, and then maybe we do append. I mean, actually, let's do this, and then that. Is that not? Oh, okay. Yeah, sorted includes, append, basically those. And then we basically continue with that and that and well, sorted includes is sorted includes that dot that. Wrong condition, yeah, you're right. I just saw it. Any, and any, yes. And we can get rid of that. Beautiful, kinda. Deduplicate, sort, and that should give us now hopefully the 2 new includes here. Maybe not. Am I? Is that not 8? Oh, we need to... That's so stupid that you need to do this reassign if it's an append, but okay. That's, I guess, the C# way. Okay, yeah, so we have this here and this here, perfect. Cool. we can actually save as systems, as assets, as serializers. Can I mark them const? Is that a C# thing? Probably, right? Maybe not. What? Really? Is it because it's a link thing, it always evaluates that lazily? Oh, what? I don't get it. Why is that not... or is it read only? Is that the thing that I need? No. I guess you can't make it constant. Whatever. Very sad. Would have loved to make those. So if we have systems, we do that. If we have assets, we do that. If we have serializers, we do that. And we basically do if we have assets or have, well, actually we can do it the other way around, right? Here, if we have serializers, generator, append line at the end of the scope, and here if we have assets, we append the line. And that should give us still the same thing. Perfect. Beauty. And I think the CPP at the header should be fine as well. Oh, we have it here. Where the header is not fine, never mind. We've lost our header. No. Any. Oh, it's probably because we bricked the condition. Yeah. Both. I mean, my head is already lost a long time ago. All right. That's a beauty. That should be it. That should be it for the first generator step. And I think we might add that now to the project. And then we do the other generator step tomorrow. Maybe. That I can't remember. Or never heard of. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I think that should do it. Let's actually try to wrap that into the project. Gee. Let's remove the unused types everywhere. Because why not? Because we want to be clean. Perfect. All right. Let's see how we execute that. So let's actually build that fresh and nice as a release application. Alright, what is it? Is that... oh, that will be probably garbage as well, right? Is it? Yeah, that crashes, right? Yeah. Wait. Ah, yeah, that crashes because... let's go back to debug for now. Okay. So that I don't like. Actually, let's... but why... wait, why is that even the case? Why is that nar? That shouldn't be nar. Well, actually, let's do if... any is false, then we continue. And let's actually stick with the same style. Not sure why I did that. Probably because at work when I do C#, they really want to have it like that. And I did a lot of C# at work lately. And I can do that basically, and this will be... don't need to... do I need to do... I think we don't need to do that then. I think we can just do that. And at that point, might as well do that. And at that point, we probably can make it even like a one-liner. Nice. Did we still generate? Looks good. Let's make that a one-liner. So most likely what we can do is for each asset we select that, and then we take the asset and we have the asset dot construct the parameters first. I mean, maybe it's first or default, and then once we have that, we select those and do parameter return. Because that gives me the collection, right? Or do I do first or default? Yeah, probably. And then we break that up into the list of parameters here. Something along those lines-ish. It should be it. How do we do the flatten there? It's select many. I think it's more or less something like that. String, I think. Or maybe not. Maybe just param. I think this can fail, right? On the parameter list here, yeah. I need to somehow guard that. Select. So assets where maybe asset. Where we have any, we select them, we take the first, and then we do that. Right? That should do it. And then the last step is distinct, so that we have no duplicates. Then we can get rid of that. And we do the same for the serializer args. Or like, let's do type. Yeah. Does that work? Looks good. And I think if I don't do this right, then it breaks because we have too many probably. Yeah, then we have it duplicated. Perfect. So the distinct does exactly what we want. Beauty. I have to say, this is like one thing that I like about C#. This is like way more like readable and nicer to use than the ranges in C++. I don't know. Ranges in C++ are just pain to read. Maybe it's me, I don't know. But this is like so simple to understand in my mind, and like C++ is just so many more symbols that you just need to skip over. Do they have that? Or are you joking? Because I mean, they do the standard, right? They do advance it, so maybe they added it, I don't know. I'm not so into C. But no, they didn't, or? Ah, okay, you mean C has any features, okay, fair. No, but they have, don't they want to add new stuff? I mean, I think I read something that they wanted to add some new stuff. It's good CS. Fair. But it's a beauty, I have to say. Yeah, probably this can be written as well nicer. Anyways, we wanted to do and move to the actual generation of this. So this we build in release. Oh yeah, we had like this. What? Non-nullable property include path must contain a non mean, worst case, we can do that. It's not perfect, but what can you do? What? Converting null literal or possible null value to non-nullable type. What? Why? It's not marked as nullable here, so... maybe null when? What is that? That's crazy art attribute. Why not mark it as nullable to begin with? So I think I need to mark that or what? Not the odd type here. But then it will complain later down the line, right? Doesn't it? Oh, it doesn't. Doesn't? Oh, it doesn't. Okay. Guess it's okay with that. Okay. C++ compiler. My heads go off to you. I didn't think that you would be this smart. But I guess they improved it by now. Alright, so let's copy over that thing. So we go to bin release. Why is there so much crap? I think I just need this, right? I hope I only need those two. But let's find out. Build dependencies. Oh, but that doesn't work right away. We need to actually change more stuff. We don't have the proper command line yet. Because that's garbage, right? So we have args0, which gives us a file. And let's do an args1 includes path. And we have this and include directories. Does that work? Oh yeah, that works perfect. I think that's all we need for now. I don't think we need more than those two things. That should do the trick. Hopefully. So we go to CMake. And we need to write a couple of things out there. When we create a module, we probably write out. Although, do we need to? No, actually, we might. I mean, probably it should be part of the add module. Sorry. probably should be part of this. So let's go and oh well, let's. I think I know why I did it only in one, because I wanted to test it only for the graphics one. So let's leave it out for now. So we would do this, and can I get all the include directories of a target? The interface. Oh, okay. I guess. I think we should be able to get this. But how do we, well, let's see, message, status, is it like that? And then let's run that here. Well. Sorry, I'm getting tired. Jesus. Why is that taking so long? Am I syncing here something, or what's happening? Okay, whatever. Oof, okay. What? I think that's not what I wanted. I don't think that's... do I maybe still print out? Oh, I do. That's not good. Don't want to do that. What the hell was that? Visual Studio? Not Visual Studio, but command line. So I guess it doesn't work, or what? Because I'm not seeing anything here. Yeah, it's empty. Do I need to do I need to do a target or something like that? Or is it that I need to... Let's see. Let's write that out here. Target include. Exactly. Oh, but then we do the target link libraries. Oh, it should be here. If I'm not mistaken, but maybe that's not good enough. Maybe that's not how it works. I don't know. I would want to get all the dependencies. Or like, or they include directories it writes into the... No, that doesn't work. Why? You fucked up. Not sure how, but you fucked up. Is it a list or is it a... Ah, it's a list. How can I output that again? Remake list. Oh wait, I think I do have that somewhere. List. Don't I have that? Yeah, somehow. Oh. Includes... Let's see, maybe that does it. Well, I'm not doing any like that much longer anymore, like probably 10-20 minutes or something like that, then I'm out and getting dinner. We will be back tomorrow though, during the day again, but for the last time, and then I have no vacation anymore on Mondays, which is sad, but it is what it is. Alright, so that doesn't work. Unfortunate. So maybe I just research that and yeah, we will look at that. Because I would want to get that. I mean, I can hard code that, but yeah. What can you do? Well, that's why you don't get a dog, to not need to go out. Alright. I will call it a day. We have good progress. We have the file created. So now it's just adding it to the project, basically. The step of building this. And then we have it pretty much ready. Which is already very nice. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me today. We will be back tomorrow at, let me think, probably 1 o'clock. What? Cats don't do that. Oh, you mean you don't want to take care of the cat toilets? That's another thing that I do understand. Anyways, thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Have a nice rest of your evening. Have fun with your dog outside, Captain Chica. And I hope to see some of you tomorrow. If not, have a great start into the week. What the hell? Oh, I've never heard of. I mean, yeah. No, I actually never heard of that kind of unlucky thing, but yeah. They do tend to jump into things where they don't belong. That is true. So yeah, have a nice rest of your evening. See you tomorrow. Have a nice start into the week. Good night and bye bye.